Hello everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Donna. Today we are going to be making up some fudgy chocolate peanut butter swirled brownies. They're nice and chewy and they're delicious with some cold milk, and I'm going to make some up, and I wanted to, as I always say, jump on and share it with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Here I have a 9 by 13 foiled pan. You can use parchment paper, lightly sprayed or oiled. That's just, it makes the job easier. We can pick our brownies up, you know, out of the pan like this, making it easier to get that brownie out with a nice clean cut. So that's oiled. Get your oven preheated to 350. Okay, here I have 2 sticks of butter, which is 1 cup of melted butter. And into my butter, I'm going to be putting a half a cup of cocoa. Some good cocoa. I like either Hershey's or Ghirardelli. Whatever one works for you, go for it. But I wouldn't suggest dark. Not unless you want dark, but this is just regular cocoa. And I'm going to stir this up right into our butter. Okay. Just like this. Be careful not to slop it all over the place. That's a mess. Okay. Got that dissolved or all mixed up. Now to that I'm going to add in, here I have a 1.5 cups of white sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I use the light brown sugar. That sure does give it some flavor with that brown sugar. And I have here 2.5 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Yes, it's 2.5 tablespoons. That kind of settles that cocoa flavor. Gives you a nice flavor on your finished brownie. Alright, now, and this is quick, guys. And it's stuff you have on hand. You know, if you got cocoa, that's probably something somebody may not have on hand, is some cocoa. Everything else we usually have on hand. Alright, now I'm going to stir in 4 eggs, but I'm going to go one at a time. That way they stir in better and at room temp. Get your eggs out at room temp. One at a time. They'll just mix up better for you that way. Get them all mixed in. Three. And there's 4. Those out of the way. Okay. Now, I want to get that egg all mixed in there. Once we get our flour in here, we don't want to mess with it a whole lot, just until that flour soaks it all up here. Don't want to keep stirring it because that will leave you with a tough brownie once you add that flour. Okay, now I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour here and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I did use salted butter, so if you're using unsalted butter, I would go with maybe a little bit more than 1/4, but since I'm using salted butter, I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's mixed right in with my 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay. Now we're just gonna kind of just stir it up. I don't want to go beating it. Just until that flour starts sucking up that wet there. And then we can give it a good stir. Come on, get mixed in there. And as always, brownies. These are like, the important thing with this brownie is to make sure you do not over bake this brownie, because these are like more of like a fudgy, almost like you would think they're underdone. They're underdone. But as overnight sets up, they get like a fudgy consistency to them, and you don't want to overbake them. If you overbake them, you done ruined them, because they're going to be dry. So don't overbake these brownies. And they usually take anywhere between 22 to up to 28 minutes or so. But ovens are different, y'all. Ovens are different. So once you stick that toothpick in there and you see just a very little fudgy batter on there, take them out, because they are going to set up for you as they sit. And then here I have 1/3 cup of mini chocolate chips, and I'm just going to stir those up in there a little bit, and that's it. We're done. Now I have my pan here, nice and oiled. Pour that in there. You know what I did, guys? I made this video the other night because we wanted brownies. I'm going to be honest with you. And they didn't last long, but either way, I'm kind of glad, because as I was filming, guess what? I wasn't recording. So I already had all the ingredients and everything in there, and I told my son, I said, oh my God, it ain't recording. But you know what? The brownies didn't last, so hey, we got some more going. Okay, now to this, I have 1/3 cup of peanut butter. Now what I'm going to do with this is put it in the microwave just for a little bit to soften it a little bit. That way it'll be easier to swirl. So you're only going to put it in the microwave for a little bit. You don't want to turn it real thin. Just till it's like a good spreading consistency. Keep an eye on it. Let me go pop this in the microwave. Alrighty. And you can see there, it's just spreadable. Not real thin. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just dollop it on here a little bit here and there. All over the top here, and we'll get it swirled in. Put it in that microwave. It just thins it out so we can get it swirled better here, instead of real thick and pasty, making it hard. Just drop it all over your chocolate. Now by all means, you could put your maybe half a cup, 1/3 of a cup of some, your choice of nuts. If you want some nuts in here. I tell you what, they sure are good with a nice cold glass of milk. I always like mine to set because they take on a total different texture. And now just swirl it. Like so, not going real deep. Just get it spread out. That way we have, you're not going to go real deep, as I said. But I'll get this swirled in. You got the idea. I got my little chopstick here. Let me get this finished. Okay, in the oven, 350. They'll take anywhere between 22 to 25, maybe even 30 minutes, depending on your oven. Just keep an eye on them. Let's put it this way. Once you hit 22 minutes, start checking them. Check them with a toothpick, and it will come out with just a little bit of chocolate on them. But if the corners feel nice and firm, they are done. Don't overbake them. I'll let you know how long mine bake. Okay, my friends, there they are. Mine actually took 32 minutes exactly. I kind of forgot about when you're going to go ahead and put peanut butter on them. They are going to take longer to cook. So mine took 32 minutes. Now, the toothpick did come out with a little bit of, you know, batter, which looks like batter, but you got to remember, they have all that peanut butter oil going into that brownie. They have a lot of butter. Now, they ain't no diet brownie, that's for sure, but they are very rich and very chocolatey, fudgy, the texture of them. So like I said, don't over bake them. And I just set the mood here, peanut butter and chocolate. Even though there's no peanut butter chips in here, by all means, if you don't want the chips on top, you can put you some peanut butter chips in them. I do them that way as well, and then put the fudge icing on top. You know, they'll work that way too. But if you don't use the peanut butter, you have to cook them less time. So there they are. Let me break one open here so you guys can see them. Now these are going to set up a lot better tomorrow. See there how fudgy they are? Can you guys see that? Let me break this open. Look at there. See there? They're very fudgy and they are delicious. You guys give them a try. Let me know what you think. And please hit that subscribe button, guys, and that bell for further notifications. And as I say all the time, it helps my channel tremendously. And I hope you guys enjoy these brownies. Give them a try and let me know what you think. And until next time, we will see you guys later. And God bless and enjoy the brownies.